Okay, so in this video I will explain the side dribble control, which is the first one and the second one from this video performance. The third and the fourth one is going to be in another video separate because of the flourish itself. I think they both deserve its own video, even though they are quite similar techniques. Put them in different videos. Just go to this video full note for a waterfall control and I will explain those details in that video over there. Now, in this side dribble control, the flourish itself, which is this, it is a little bit tricky, and that's what I want to explain in this video. Now, the stall in action, this is what is happening without doing the dribble, okay? I put the selection to the side. It has to be below the thumb, this thumb, it has to be right here. And I probably inject just a little bit. Sometimes this corner may be exposed, so what I do, this thumb is right here in the whole process, so I don't flash the corner over here, and with a pinky I move it just a little bit, okay, not too much, so I don't expose it right here, and I inject, well, it's in diagonal, in the side and on the bottom, and I do the dribble, so I take the cut out and I move it to the top. The dribble is concealing that action, and the pinky and the ring finger, mainly the pinky finger, helps me a lot to pull the cut out and move it to the top. In the dribble motion, this is what is happening. Okay, I'll show you from the magician's view later on. But let me explain the dribbling. I think the dribble is the most tricky part. It is not really that difficult, I think, to get it started. It may be. The second and third finger, they are right here in the side. The index finger, I put it right here behind the deck. Some people put it right above. I don't think it doesn't matter because it's not really making a lot of pressure. The thumb, let them go. Okay, but it looks really sloppy. I mean, you just let it go. Sometimes with some decks, it may look really sloppy. Now, I believe this dribble works or looks much better with brand new decks of playing cards. So I let them go by the thumb, and that's it. But to make it look smoother and even when you drop them, not so sloppy. I mean, sometimes it will look sloppy anyway, so, but to avoid that more often, I'm gonna use this card. I'm gonna make pressure right about here. Okay, it's not really a lot of pressure, so you have to find a right balance. I make about a pressure here, so it looks more even. Because you don't make pressure right about this area, it's gonna look too sloppy, I think, in my opinion. Okay, but I think by making a really little slight pressure right here, using the cards in the front, it's gonna look a bit smoother. Okay, and you just let them go. From this side, and it looks, I think, really nice. Nice exercise. Without making a pressure, I think it looks more sloppy. But all I'm doing is just let them go with a thumb. That's it. It's like dribbling cards, but in the sideways, it looks like that. But to make it look more smoother, make slight pressure right about here, and it's gonna look more even. Now again, it probably don't work with all decks of playing cards. As long as it is a good condition and brand new, this dribbling works better. Probably the other control, the waterfall control, that's gonna be better for you. I don't know, it depends in your own skills, which one you find more comfortable for you to keep executing. Now, the difference between this control, the side dribble control and the waterfall control, is the waterfall control, I have to deal with two corners, this and this, okay? When I execute the control, I have to completely pull it out from both sides. From this side dribble control, I have the selection like that, as I mentioned. And when I start doing the dribble, most of the selection is completely concealed by the back side of my hand. And I only had to struggle with one corner, not with this one. Because it's in sideways, I only had to take it out and bring it back up. And for some reason, it's easier for me than the waterfall control. Now, the same as the other one, the waterfall control. This dribble control, side dribble one, I have to start executing as soon as I show the front, the face. But notice this hand is really close to the deck of playing cards. I try not to keep this much of the distance. I try to keep it close, okay, and do the dribble. Now, this control also have maybe a downside, which is I had to make a really slight pressure so I can drag it out, obviously, and that probably make this dribble looks more sloppy at the beginning or the bottom half of the deck. Now, because my hands are sweating too much, at this point I cannot keep using this deck of playing cards, because like I said, to make this dribble looks more smooth, it's better not to have a deck of playing cards overused. So I'm gonna use this other one for a moment. Okay, so all it is, like I say, is two steps. One is stealing the card out, move it down and above, and the second is do the dribble. Okay, and concealing that stolen action in the middle of the dribbling. That's it. Now, what I like about this dribble control is that you don't need to be completely sideways as the waterfall control. In this control, because my hand is doing most of the covering, you can move this card towards you and do this controlling angle. Okay, and it's not gonna be as easy as the waterfall control to expose this corner. Now you can find a balance between this control and the waterfall control. You can combine those two and find your own comfort. Okay, so one last time from the magician's view. I'm gonna leave it face up, move it to the side. My hand is covering this huge discrepancy, and I start doing the dribble control. Okay, but before this bottom half reaches the selection, I have to completely stall the selection out and move it to the top before the dribble reaches about the middle of the deck. Because if you don't completely take it out before it reaches, it's gonna get stuck. You see, that's why you have to have the selection completely stolen before the dribble control reaches about the middle of the deck. So, as you can see, this dribble is fun to do. Just find the right pressure. You can combine the stolen action with the dribble action. And that's it.